Hey everyone, thanks for watching. It's been a while since I've done a video, and today I'm going to focus on part one of my entire Noah Van Sciver collection. Counting everything, there are 88 publications I have. He's definitely the cartoonist I kind of focus on collecting everything of. I figure you can't really try to get everyone's work, so I've kind of focused on Noah's. So this is going to cover some really deep cuts, very available publications, anthologies, just everything. It's not a complete collection, not by a long shot. Yeah, I would honestly be reluctant to say it's even 60%, but maybe. There is a great comics YouTube account called RC Comics, I believe. I'll put the link in the caption of this video or the description. And Ray is a big Noah fan. I think he's definitely done a few of Noah. I think he is planning to do some more. So yeah, he's been a bit of quite a vocal supporter of my channel. So yeah, I really appreciate it. So I'm gonna kind of run through Blamos first, I think. I'm not gonna go in like date order of anything. You're just gonna have to deal with that. Yeah, so everything you see in these videos is just going to be here and there. So issue 10.5 of Blamo is a in-between one, and Noah said he's done that in the past, I think 2 other times. This is number 8.5, and I think there's a 7.5, which I don't have. And these in-between issues are just kind of when it's not quite a Blamo, it's kind of B-sides. And yeah, this collects a lot of stuff from various anthologies. This one was self-published. So everything I'm gonna show, I'm obviously gonna try and be fairly fast. Just want to make sure that the camera's picking up on it. I'd hate to do a bunch of videos of Noah's work to not really get a chance to see it all. So a lot of the stuff in here, one or two collections, well, one or two anthologies, but I think most of it was just like not in any anthologies. So you can still get this on Noah's Big Cartel as well. Yeah, just a bunch of stuff. Very good one. I seem to have 2 copies of this. I think this is because Kilgore Books, ran by Dan Stafford, he's taking like a year off right now. Hopefully he comes back to it, but with Kilgore Books, he'll do like Kickstarters where he'll publish a bunch of people's work in one batch, and I think he had like a Noah kind of bundle. So I already had it, but in order to get the other things in the bundle, I ended up with 1 or 2 duplicates. This is definitely my favorite cover of the Blamos, I think. Just that could be a really nice poster. like I said, like I'm not gonna have time to kind of go into everything with great detail. This is like an oversight of, I don't know, 15-ish years of his work. Probably the earliest thing I have here. I'll get to shortly in the minis. So I started to get into Noah's work about 2015 in the place I work. We started to get in a bunch of his stuff and just found it really captivating, exciting, really good storytelling, lots of really good humor. Quickly realized like this stuff's going to become hard to find quite soon, so tried to get on it quite fast. It was like a side guest comic strip of Jeffrey. Anywho, yeah, bunch of stuff. And I feel like 2015, 2016 was a really good time. It was like a really good period to get into Noah, because I think if I did kind of keep track of publication dates, it really felt like every 3 months a new mini was coming out or a new graphic novel. Just constantly churning it out. And I mean, he still is now. He's still as dedicated as ever to cartooning. If you're seeing a lot of this and thinking like, oh, this is so hard to come by now, it's not really. A lot of what Noah does, I think the end goal really is to always make sure it is always in publication. So I'll also be showing you a couple collections of his work. Really good stories in this one. This really solid stories. You get a nice range in Blamo of autobio, historical, humor, creepy stuff. I love pages like this as well. They just feel very zine-esque. Sorry. I think this is his dad in a Halloween mask. So yeah, we've got 2 Blamos with Halloween themed covers. So this is number 8. Yeah, I will try and pull up dates once in a while. This came out 2013. Didn't realize it was that old. I'm trying to sort this camera out because the right side keeps getting a bit blurry. Like it when Noah does a fable. It's kind of, yeah, I'd say a fable. He's got one later on. And how I don't have the Mome anthology where Noah kind of started getting more exposure. But he started off, I think his first like official publication, at least for Fantagraphics, was with a Mome where he did the Denver Spider-Man, which is a really interesting, creepy true crime story, which I'm pretty sure we'll come across it shortly. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff I do not have, because he did do comic newspaper strips for a while, and only some of it was collected. In fact, I think I'm already realizing I'm missing a book here. I don't think I have in front of me. Don't step on my Jinko jeans. So if I remember it for the next video, I'll put it in. So this is issue 6. So maybe this is the earliest Blammo that I have. This came out 2010. His dad. This was later put into a collection. So yeah, like I said, most of it's easy to get hold if you're not precious about not having it in its kind of original print run. John Porcellino. Another guest strip. John P. And yeah, this was I feel like this was a very strong Blammo issue. Issue number 9. I think this got a lot of eyes on it. I think these two, so is that, yeah, 9 and 10. I think this one was like in diamond, so it had better distribution. I think I recall Dan Stafford saying, like, because this was still with Kilgore, I think only 10.5 is the one that's been self-published for the first time in a long time. Yeah, they distributed, I think at least this one through Diamond for better distribution, but I don't think it really paid off for them, so they didn't do it since then. And yeah, Noah's teased for a long time an upcoming Blammo, but I know he does have a lot of projects always on the go. This is a really funny story because Noah has such a talent of mocking very irritating people. In a way that, I don't know, it's really kind of hard to pinpoint without sounding like an asshole, but if you've ever been around certain types of people, now I'm gonna get cancelled. I think this one on the left, this big panel, Noah was asked by the New Yorker could they use it, but they asked has it been used in anything else, and he didn't want to lie, so he said yes, it's been in this issue. And so I think at the time his one and only chance of being in the New Yorker was kind of swept from under him, but I think he's had a few things in there since. I think kind of like illustrations in like articles. I think about this strip, this one, all the time. It's so funny because I've been obviously reading a lot of Noah's work lately, kind of finding all this stuff from around my house, and it just sends me back to so many certain times in my life. They're like snapshots of where I was as well, as snapshots, I guess, for Noah. Okay, so yeah, we'll go through. Next up is kind of hot shots, one-off comics. So, Dispatches from the South. Noah made this in lockdown and made 20 copies, and I was fortunate enough to receive one of them. I said, like, if I send you some money, can you... This was unrelated, but I said, I'll grab the other thing I'm talking about. Also, these were some stickers that came with Blamo 10.5. But yeah, so Dispatches from the South, how I ended up getting hold of that is I asked Noah if he would send me some artwork. Like if he would just draw something for me, I'd send him some money. I think I just sent him some money in the post, I'm not sure. And he was like, I'll do one better for you. I'll send you some artwork and I will send you Dispatches from the South. So this was the artwork that he drew for me, which, yeah, just, I think at the time I remember thinking it pays to kind of support your favorite artists. It might kind of come back to you. And this is a few years old now, and the contents of it has still, don't know if he's dated any of it. 2019 then, I guess. I think it was actually 2020, but like published at least. So the contents of this has never been in anything else. And he did talk about it, I think, on his interview with Summer Pierre on his YouTube channel. Originally, Uncivilized Books were going to serialize Dispatches from the South as like mini comics, and I think he did start an issue 2. There's like a cover of an issue 2 somewhere on his Instagram feed, but that never came to be. But later on, he did do something with Uncivilized Books, which obviously we'll get to. And I really loved this one. I think if Noah just made these comics for the rest of his life, I'd be very content. So I'll go through it quick because, you know, I'm sure hopefully someday this will all see the light of day. He's just moved town in this, and he's with his now wife Amy, and he's just settling into things basically. It's just kind of a snapshot of a little time of his life. Yeah, so he's kind of opens it up there and explains that. feel like we see that picture later on with some like googly eyes over it. Love that bottom right panel. When you track Noah's work, you can kind of see ideas that he was working on at the time, which later became something else. So like these stories, you can tell he's working up to Maple Terrace. And Boring definitely has aspects of tinkering with Maple Terrace ideas. So Boring, which you can still get and isn't available in any other form. This was, again, he never said it at the time. He said he just wanted to make a comic because I think he hadn't announced it. I feel like he made this because he wanted to document his day-to-day life just before having his first child. And it really does just cover that, just a day-to-day of, yeah, so we just saw that picture in dispatches. Yeah, day-to-day, just waking up, going to sleep, battling demons, anxiety, I'm really not sure why the right side keeps blurring. I'll fly through this because this is available to still pick up. So then you get two stories. There we go. And this is a very Maple Terrace childhood-esque story. So yeah, just a nice mini comic with two stories. Okay, what next? Slow Graffiti was something he self-published 1, 2, and 3. There was no more. Self-published them. I think his Patreon members got them, and then there was a limited second print run through Kilgore, I believe, when you did like one of the Kickstarter bundles. So again, just a short comic. I'm pretty sure like 100% of this is collected in Constant Companion, which I reread at least once a year. Diary comics about living in Vermont. Okay, this is called his last comic. It's a mini Kush comic about a guy. This came out when I think Fonte Bukowski was coming out, like, you know, somewhere in between books 1 to 3. Yeah, 2017 this came out. And yeah, just about a guy who is a cartoonist. I think just struggling to kind of make an incredible comic. This isn't available anywhere else. It's crazy. It's like a great full color story that has never been collected into anything yet. And then comes upon a witch, strikes a deal. Lots of comedy. Yeah, I'll leave it there. I don't want to like let everyone read his work for free. So, more mundane. This is I kind of, in my mind, these are parts A and B of like sides A and B of the same record in a way. They're both just diary comics. I can't work out if my edition is a legitimate edition or not. I acquired it in a very strange way, but it does say on it artist copies. So I really don't understand, but I'm very grateful to have a physical form of it. Except mine's in black and white, and I think you can get this on like Kindle or something, and I think it's in color in that way. But again, just diary comics, not collected into a thing. And then 2D Cloud put this out, which you can still get hold of. It's not being collected into anything. No, I can't get that to sharpen up, sorry. But yeah, more really nice diary comics. Again, you can tell a lot of what's going on in here creeps up again in aspects of Bukowski, and the name just escaped me. But yeah, there's a lot of themes that kind of circle back around with Noah's work. It kind of feels like a treasure hunt to find it all and notice repeating things. Right, I'm gonna try and fly through the rest of the minis because there is still a lot of stuff to get through. Okay, this is a mini that came out through Oily Comics. It's just an interview with Noah. That is all it is. Not collected anywhere. That was something that Noah sent me, and he sent me it along with this and another comic which is linked to the hypo, which we'll see. And he sent me these because we did a trade where I sent him a very rare comic, and I said, I know you're after this. Do you want to do a trade? And if you send me some things, and to this day, I'm very happy with the trade. I'm pretty sure he's very happy with the trade. So this probably is my oldest comic I have of Noah's, and I imagine he'd be very embarrassed by it. Not because I think it sucks or anything, just your older work you kind of cringe faster about. But yeah, an early draft of My First Date, which we'll get into later. Maybe some of this stuff is in the Blamo collection that collects like issues 1 to 5. But again, I'm going to flash through this because no one might be like, don't put that stuff out there. So yeah, this was put out through Grimlikin Press. The Lizard Laughed. This was maybe originally put out through maybe Oily Comics again, and then it was put in a collection, which we'll get to, and then because a short film version of it has come out, which you can watch online for free, Noah self-published it again. So the guts of this comic, apart from maybe those end pages and the front and back, are like honestly entirely the same as what we'll see soon. Someone put this out, I think. Yeah. 2014, this one. Again, I don't think this has been collected anywhere. I think he would definitely letter it himself if he does put it into anything. This was collected in Constant Companion. Sorry, not Constant Companion, Disquiet, which is a great collection, which now might be sold out. Another 2D Cloud. When we get to Disquiet, I will go a bit slower with this stuff. A nice friend in America who runs all the poisons in the world sent me that because they know I'm a big Noah fan. Noah has said this is the rarest Noah comic to find. And the place that I work, we stocked this when it came out. And I think I was the only person who bought a copy for quite some time. Again, I don't think any of this has been collected anywhere. Maybe Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's like a really fucked up comic, this one. It's wild. It's just really feels like a fever dream. That was originally in something else, another anthology. Yeah, I think Noah said 500 of these were made. I think seeing so many comics like those things was like how I started my treasure hunt, because I was like, what are all these? So yeah, this definitely came out, I'm confident, 2015. Yeah, July 2015, because that's when I was getting deep into reading Noah. These are two collections of other people's work that Noah published through his NVS editions, which is NVS, Noah Van Sciver, just his initials. So we'll fly through these. Some of this was in a comics journal, which we will get to, that he recolored. Noah really got me into a lot of older comics as well. He drew one for this one, but not for Webster. Just a little bio about Claire Briggs. Yeah, he got me into Gasoline Alley because he always hypes up Gasoline Alley, and now I am fortunate enough to own all the D&Q Gasoline Alley publications. Yeah, we'll leave it there. We'll be back next time with part 2 of my Noah Van Sciver collection. Thanks for watching. Bye.